Back in 2004, Jetstar dropped a bombshell. 100,000 seats for just $29. 1,000 of them vanished in the first 2 minutes. 2 minutes! Sounds like the bargain of the century, right? But here's the twist. That same airline would soon charge you for your bag, your lunch, even the seat you sit in. And here's the crazy part. People didn't hate it. They loved it. This is how Jetstar makes you pay more while offering less. And why millions of us keep coming back for more. To get this, let's rewind. Early 2000s. Qantas was the proud flag carrier. Premium, polished, spirit of Australia and all that. Then out of nowhere comes Virgin Blue. Young, cheeky, fun, and cheap. Within 3 years, they'd grabbed nearly a third of the market. Qantas was bleeding customers. The choice was clear. Play the budget game or get left behind. But here's the problem. How do you sell bargain flights without dragging your luxury brand through the mud? Qantas's solution was bold, even a little desperate. Create a scrappy low-cost airline from scratch. Enter Jetstar. Here's where it gets clever. Jetstar flipped the old airline model upside down. The ticket bought you one thing, a seat. That's it. Everything else, you pay. Want a bag? Extra. Want food? Extra. Want a comfy seat? Definitely extra. Sound stingy? Not the way Jetstar sold it. They spun it as freedom. Only pay for what you need. If you're a student flying with just a backpack, why should you cover the cost of someone else's suitcase? Suddenly bare bones flying felt fair. And that cheap headline fare, $29 to Melbourne, $49 to Sydney. That's what reeled people in. You'd jump online thinking you'd game the system. Then you'd start adding bags, maybe food, maybe a better seat, and suddenly the $49 trip is $120. And here's the kicker. You still felt like you'd won. Behind the curtain, Jetstar was printing money. By 2019, almost 3/4 of passengers bought add-ons. Bags, meals, seat selection, travel insurance, you name it. Those little extras, they made up nearly 1/4 of Jetstar's revenue. And by 2023, the average passenger was spending about $35 on top of their ticket. Nearly 40% more than before COVID. Think about that. And they never stopped finding new ways to offer value. A redesigned seat map made it so easy to pick paid seats that bookings jumped 26%. They rolled out fare credit, basically charging you for flexibility to cancel. Then came Club Jetstar, a loyalty program where, get this, you pay them an annual fee just for access to even cheaper fares, sometimes as low as $1. Imagine handing an airline money just for the chance to spend more money with them and being grateful for it. That's the genius of Jetstar. And through it all, the marketing stayed relentlessly upbeat. One tagline said it all: low fares, good times. They didn't sell cheap seats. They sold the idea of fun, freedom, and spontaneous getaways. Who cares about a free sandwich when you can brag about a last-minute Bali trip? At first, skeptics thought Aussies would never go for it. No snacks, no free bags, pay for a seat, forget it. But the launch proved everyone wrong. Those $29 tickets sold out in minutes. Virgin Blue had to scramble to match them. And soon, Jetstar wasn't just surviving, it was taking over. They went international, flying long-haul to places like Hawaii and Japan, and people still lined up. Picture this, a 9-hour flight to Honolulu with passengers happily slurping $5 cup noodles at 35,000 feet. That's when it was clear. The low-cost revolution had arrived, and Jetstar was leading it. The gamble paid off big time. Jetstar became the crown jewel in Qantas's empire, the little sibling that grew into one of Asia-Pacific's biggest budget airlines. Within a decade, they were moving almost 20 million passengers a year. Virgin, the original disruptor, backed away from the bargain game and reinvented itself as a full-service airline, basically handing Jetstar the low-cost crown. Even after COVID, Jetstar came roaring back with record profits. But maybe the biggest win wasn't money. Jetstar normalized cheap flying. It made us okay with buying a coffee on board because it meant we could afford that Bali trip in the first place. Cheap flight stopped being an insult. Jetstar turned it into a lifestyle. So what can we learn? Number 1, unbundling works. Sell the core cheap, then let people pay for the extras they care about. Number 2, the hook is the headline. Those $29 fares weren't about profit, they were about attention. Once you're in, you're spending. Number 3. Cheap doesn't have to feel cheap. Jetstar made budget flying feel fun, even aspirational. And number 4. You don't have to give loyalty away. Jetstar charged for it, and people lined up. Jetstar proves that sometimes less really is more. Strip a product to its bones, sell the extras, and you don't just cut costs, you change the way people think about value. So the next time you're bragging about your $49 Jetstar flight while sipping that $7 coffee on board, just remember, that's not an accident. That's strategy. If you love these kinds of brand stories, hit subscribe. We've got plenty more coming.